YouTube, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight for day 2 of the 30-day life-changing positivity challenge here on YouTube and on my channel, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. We've got 3 hours of positivity coming your way tonight. We started a few minutes late. We started at 10:39 p.m. Eastern, 7:39 p.m. Pacific. We're going to go all the way until 10:39 p.m. Pacific, which is 1:39 a.m. Eastern. So hey, I know there are some night owls out there on the East Coast, and I know it's still early on the West Coast and other time zones. So hey, you know what? Make everyone aware this show's going on. It's going to be here for 3 hours, and we're going to talk about anything and everything tonight as long as it's positive. If you have something you would like for me to discuss that's happening in the world, if there's something that you're going through that you'd like some advice on, if you're struggling with something at a personal or professional level, please get it in the chat, and I will help you along the way. I will be taking 2 breaks in between the show, one at about the 1 hour mark and the second one at the 2 hour mark. So just letting you know how things are going to go. But hey, before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it looks like it has. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that it is rolling smoothly. And it absolutely is. Okay. There is a 1-minute delay from what I say here to what goes out to you folks out there in the chat. So please be patient for me to acknowledge you and to respond to you. And I will be reminding you folks about the 1-minute delay throughout the show. All right. So if you're just coming across this positivity challenge for the very first time, this is day 2. Day 1 was yesterday. You can go back and watch any of the shows along the way. You can start at any time. Hey, don't feel bad, if you missed the first day, no problem. You can start right now and continue throughout the rest of the days, or you can come and go as you wish. But basically, here's how this is going to go. Anything and everything in my live stream chats for the next 30 days, and from here on out, actually, but more so especially for the next, 29 remaining days, is going to be absolutely positive. And my lady and I are going to be watching everyone very, very carefully. We're going to be watching, what you put out there, what you ask, how you react to people. And at the very end of the 30-day, challenge, which is going to be, November 30th will be the last day. By sometime during the first week of November, we're going to be choosing the MPP, which is the most positive person. And that person will actually, get a special incentive that we're not going to mention until after the competition ends, because we really don't want you to take this positivity challenge just to win a prize. We want you to do it because you want to become a better person. But yes, we will incentivize in some way, shape, or form the person that is the MPP, the most positive person. And hey, the most positive person also will get a lot of future airtime here throughout my channels. And we will also be working very, very closely with you. We will make an extra effort to work very closely with you, because we want to work with positive people, and we actually want to work with the most positive person to help us bring in more positivity. So it all makes sense, right? All right. So I don't have anything specifically planned tonight. I'm just going to go raw and on the fly. If you folks would like for me to discuss any particular topic, as long as it's positive, it can be a political topic, it can be a dating topic, it can be a business topic, it can be whatever you want it to be. Put the topic in the chat, and then I will go on to Google and find an article on it and put it on the screen and share my thoughts regarding what you're asking. If it's just something you're asking regarding your personal life, I'll communicate with you directly without obviously having to put out an article, because it'll just be about you. So that's the way it's going to go here tonight. until we wait for some more people to pop on in, I'm going to go to Google right now, and I'm going to search for something to start things off. Let me see this. How to bring more positivity to the world. Now, I'm not going to show you folks the screen while I'm searching, because crazy things happen and sometimes private things slip. So I'm going to do that on a different browser and then switch over to the browser source once I find it. Hey, Coach GLM2 Authentic Live Streams is in the house. Welcome to the show, Coach GLM2. I'm the most positive person on YouTube. Well, I would hope you could be the most positive person on YouTube, GLM. That would mean you would have to cut out all drama and talking about other people. Is that possible? Oh, man. But welcome to the show, GLM. It was great to be on your show earlier today. I just wanted to stop on by before my lady and I headed out for the day. We are back home now. And I just wanted to throw some positive vibes your way. Coach GLM2 says most people prefer it raw. Well, I'm raw and real, GLM, but I like to keep it, more positive on the raw and real side, right? Coach GLM2 says, hi, RPM, respectfully, professionally, maturely. Sandra Palacio, welcome to the show, Sandra. How are you doing tonight? Welcome. She says, hey, Eli. Coach GLM2, hashtag positive YouTube. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Positive YouTube, a positive internet in general, positive social media in general, and positivity in the real world too. Positivity all around. How about a big round of applause for positivity, baby? Yeah. You're getting 3 hours of this tonight. I'll tell you that. Let's see if I can make it through a 3-hour stream with all this energy. It's been a while since I've done a 3-hour stream, especially by myself. But hey, also I'll let my lady know, and I'll put it out there to trusted people that I'm connected with behind the scenes. If you want to pop on, I do have a StreamYard all set up to go. So if anyone from behind the scenes that's connected with me wants to pop on the StreamYard for a bit and share some positive thoughts, let me know in the chat here, and I'll send you the link behind the scenes. And same, my lady might pop on in at some point, maybe during the second or third part of the show. She just kind of feels it at times. So she said, hey, yeah, I may pop on if I feel up to it. If not, I'll be in the chat. I'll be moderating and, just doing that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. 13 people in the box, 4 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out on your community tab, share it on the social media, and please make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, and select all notifications. We would greatly appreciate it. Another thing, you know what? I forgot to do this. I haven't done this in a while, and I'm going to do it on the fly. But tonight, since I'm going to be on for a while, we're gonna put up the donations fund. But it's not going to be. That was the last thing I did. Channel donations for Mrs. Coach Eli. Let's do this. Let's change it to channel donations for a more positive world. Let's do that. How's that? And we don't have any yet. So let's do that. And let's kind of move this a little bit so it's not affecting anything. Oh, that is better there. All right, there we go. So tonight, folks, if you would like to donate, your donations are going to go to my lady and I so we can continue creating this content to make this world a more positive place. Channel donations for a more positive world. You can donate via super chat below in the chat or a super sticker. You can also donate by a Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot's going to be sharing my Cash App and PayPal links in the chat every 7 minutes, or on PayPal, just go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. On Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. Also on the replay, after it processes here on this video or any other live stream replay or pre-recorded video on YouTube on a monetized channel, you can also send what's called the super thanks. The little thanks heart is there below the title and the video. And that little thanks with the heart around it is called the super thanks. You can actually, make a donation, in the comments section for, live stream replays and pre-recorded videos. So that's another way you can donate to support the channel. As always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Sandra says, hi, GLM girl. GLM says, Sandra. Hello, all, says Sandra. My lady, respectfully, maturely, and professionally says, hey, ladies. Coach GLM2, thank you for dropping by. Share this out, everyone. Share it out. Let's get it going. Let's get it rocking and rolling. 3 positive hours tonight here on YouTube. Day 2 of the 30-day positivity challenge is in effect. The BC Gaming Dispatcher. Yo, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Feel free to ask any questions, any positive questions regarding any personal or professional questions you may have regarding something you're struggling with personally or professionally, or I can discuss any topic, any current topic, whether it's political or whatever it is, as long as it's positive. I'm not going to be discussing sports or anything like that. We want to keep it more, as a life principle type of show. But if there's any type of topic you want me to discuss regarding life principles, I can go onto Google and find, an article on it and, put my own spin on it. So while I wait for you folks to throw in, what you would like to talk about tonight to keep things positive and to become more positive, what did I find doing a Google search for how to bring more positivity to the world? Let's see here. Oh, this might be a good one. How to be more positive. 20 ways to bring positivity to life. Oh, this is actually very recent too. Let's do this. This is actually pretty interesting here. Let me see something here. Let me get this over to the browser I can show on the screen. All right, let's switch over to the browser screen right now. And let's see what this looks like. Oh, give me a second here. Oh, that's just too big there. Let me just shrink it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to shrink it down even more. Yeah. Well, that's the biggest I can get it based on the way this website is formatted. All right. This is from the website declutterthemind.com. Well, that's a great name for a website. Declutter the mind. Let me check out the chat here real quick. All right, nothing new coming in right now. And 20 ways. Sorry, how to be more positive. 20 ways to bring positivity to life. Written by Amber Murphy on June 27, 2022. Fairly new, just a few months old. If that's her, yeah, she's a cute Asian lady with a great smile. That's cool. Cool. Let's see here. The sound of the alarm wakes you up in the morning as you drag yourself out of bed, ready for another long day ahead. You get to Your bathroom and the water is too cold for your shower. In the kitchen, there's no breakfast available. You turn on your television and all you see are violence, corruption, and gossip about celebrities. Yeah, and my lady enjoys that, and so do you, GLM. And a lot of people enjoy these types of shows. Violence, corruption, and gossip about celebrities. Drama, right? And if you don't think that doesn't play a part in affecting your mind, no matter how positive of a person you are, when you watch this type of content, especially if you're a lady that responds to everything emotionally first, based on how you're feeling in the present moment, it's gonna affect your attitude in some way, shape, or form, regardless of how positive you want to be. Outside, the rain is pouring cats and dogs, and there are endless traffic jams to your workplace, facing the dreaded Monday morning. When your everyday routine starts like this, being positive is almost a distant dream. Yeah, I mean, this can make it hard to be positive, but you can turn it around. It's all in your mindset, and it's all about what you choose to do. You don't have to, watch violence on TV or corruption on TV or gossip about celebrities. Ooh, he has a mole on his face, or ooh, he has a black eye, or ooh, he gained some weight, or ooh, come on. There's so many better things to do, right? But it's your choice, right? But positive thinking isn't a mind trick. You can reverse negative thoughts. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not a mind trick, but it's all about your mindset. It's all about your mindset and setting your mind to only allow positive thoughts and omit, delete, avoid negative thoughts. Yeah, you can reverse negative thoughts. In this article, you'll learn how to be more positive and how to generally become a more positive person. Oh, boy. Coach GLM2, have you heard of laughing yoga? No, I have not, GLM. Enlighten me. I never tried it, but I feel like that would help with positive vibes daily. Well, share with us how you feel that would help you with positive vibes. It would kick in those endorphins, the feel-good hormone, right? That would definitely help, right? Coach GLM2, although I do not support yoga, I support laughter. Okay. Coach GLM2 furthermore says, I don't watch anything about celebrities, just YouTube. So what you're saying, GLM, is that you like YouTube drama, not drama on regular mainstream media. Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's, your choice there, right? How to be more positive. 20 ways to be a more positive person. Number 1, meditate. In a world where everyone is in a rush, it pays to pause and reflect on everything around you. Guided meditation allows you to focus on one thing at a time. When you meditate, you connect with your inner self, your mental state, giving you a sense of calm and oneness with your whole being. Too often, you're caught up saying things you don't mean or want to do something, but do not dare to do so. Meditation helps you look at things from a different perspective, allowing you to see the bigger picture rather than the small details. As such, it rejuvenates your spirit as you tackle your day head on. People who meditate daily are more likely to be positive. I meditate all the time. I don't even realize I'm doing it. I just do it naturally, right? When I wake up in the morning, I'm always thinking about, all the positive things I'm going to do to not only make my world a better place, to make the entire world a better place. And I think about the entire world because when I think about the entire world and trying to do whatever I can to make it a better place and more positive place, that's what fuels my fire to get up and do what I do every day. Number 2, replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Wow. What a thought that is. Food for thought, right? Number 2, replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Sounds pretty simple, huh? For those of you wondering how to be more positive, a positive person isn't always born that way. Well, no one's born any specific way. Sometimes you learn from life experience that you can't transform negative thoughts into positive thoughts. Of course. It's a choice. Okay? And the more frequently you do that, the more naturally positive thinking will become for you. Yeah, it's a mindset. I choose to be positive no matter what. I avoid and ignore all negativity and channel that energy into positive thoughts, right? If you're going to sit there and allow other people online and offline and the negative things they say about you to, ruin your day, that's on you. You can choose to ignore that and just continue being who you really are, a positive person, right? It's all a choice. It's in your mindset, right? Okay. Most mental health issues are thought disorders. When we think negative thoughts, we tend to become depressed, of course. So why would you want to think negative about anything if you know it's going to depress you? Like, do you just want to be depressed? Because if you don't want to be depressed, just don't think about anything negative no matter what. Regardless of what you're going through, look at it through a positive lens. That way you don't sink into depression, and you can also figure out how to overcome the issue. That's it. It's all in your mindset. It's in your thought process. It's how you think, right? And when we always think positive thoughts, we tend to be happy, right? However, you have to catch negative thoughts before they spiral into rumination, of course. So if you're feeling those anger monkeys about to explode, say to yourself, not out loud, but to yourself deep within, hey, wait a minute. I'm a good, happy person. If I react to this and show my anger, then people are going to think I'm flipping out. And that's not how I want to present myself to the world. That's not who I am. So if I slip and let something, like this bother me, it's going to give people the wrong idea. And it's going to affect me in many ways. Right? I've made that mistake many times before out here on YouTube and in the real world. I learned the hard way. And most of you will too. But at some point, you got to start to catch these negative thoughts before they spiral out of control. Otherwise, you'll find yourself struggling with the transformation in your head. Yeah, I think my lady struggles with that quite frequently. I used to struggle with that. I think everyone struggled with that at one point or another. Let's see here. Amanda. Yeah, you're not a real person, Amanda. Amanda, I don't answer questions from sock accounts that have a last name like yours. And if that's a real person and you're a real woman asking that, having a name like that is very inappropriate. Have a good night. Coach GLM2 says, I like positive YouTube only. I'm a no drama mama. Well, okay, that's a nice thought, GLM, but I mean, if you really are done with YouTube drama and you're done with drama in general, then you just wouldn't talk about any of these people that are doing stupid things on YouTube. I used to do that for a while. They got me nowhere. It's a waste of time. I mean, you do you. It's all good. I understand this is just something you do on your spare time and it's fun and entertaining for you. But I mean, that's still drama. That's still drama. No disrespect. Hey, I still support you because I know you're better than that, GLM. I know you're leaps and bounds more intelligent and have a lot more going on for you in your real life than most of the other people. So I'm just saying. But again, yeah, you do you. Furthermore, Coach GLM2 says, most mental health issues are not thought disorders. It is a chemical imbalance. Well, it could be. It's possible. I mean, if somebody is, diagnosed with a mental sickness, that's one thing. But if somebody is not mentally sick, it is all in their thought process. It's all in their head. It's all how they're choosing to show up, right? The people that have, diagnosed mental, disorders, GLM, a lot of, their reactions are out of their control. And that's when you got to get with the right doctor and get the right medication to chemically balance that out, right? I don't like this article because I found one thing in it that I disagree with. What's that? LOL, I didn't even notice the name. That's not drama. That's just fun shit talk. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, shit talk is drama. It is. Talking shit about people is drama, GLM. It is. Any way you look at it. I mean, having some fun every now and then, hey, that's one thing. But, constantly talking shit about people on the internet is drama. It is. That's just my opinion. No worries, though. It's all good. We're good. Number 3, keep a journal. My lady does this. Her therapist suggests this, and so do I. This is a great idea. A journal provides an avenue where your emotions and thoughts can run freely without the fear of being judged. It can also share your outlook on life over the years. Your journaling habit is a safe outlet that allows you to unravel all those hidden or pent-up emotions, as well as uncover and plan for your goals and aspirations. Not just a virtual confidant. It can even serve as a personal counselor. Yeah, and it holds you accountable too, right? Through journaling, you can often find the answers to all the questions that you have been asking for. It is a constant reminder that your book is not yet finished. Yeah, your story will never end. That's the point of journaling. It's to keep you writing, to show you that you are worth it. Because some people that are struggling with depression and anxiety or some other type of mental disorder, they're always going to question, they're always going to question their purpose of living, right? And everybody has a purpose to live. Journaling will help you understand what that purpose is and keep you going. Great number 3 here. Sometimes you need to close a chapter to start a new one. Journaling is one of the coping skills you can use to manage your negative outlook to become a more optimistic person. Got nothing more to add to that. Speaks for itself. Well said. Well said. I actually like this blog, GLM. Remember, if you folks have any other questions, comments, concerns, as long as they're positive, please get them in the chat. Hey, Brooks Law Firm, I got your message earlier today. I didn't get a chance to respond. My lady and I actually went down to her area for half the day. It's a little over an hour drive. And, we had to go and check in with her dogs and take care of some other things in her area. So I didn't get a chance to respond. And I'm sorry, Nightbot timed you out. No, GLM, why are you banning them? They're real. Brooks Law Firm was here yesterday, and they actually, unless you know something I don't know, let me see. Give me a second here. Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? We are going to ban Brooks Law Firm. Good point there, GLM. Yeah, Brooks Law Firm, unfortunately, like GLM said, your subscription shows you subscribe to other people that we have moved past from. And unfortunately, your account was created November 1st, 2022. So, I don't know if you're a legitimate lawyer or if you're, just playing games. But honestly, anyone that's associated with some of those people that you're subscribed to, unfortunately, we don't want anything to do with it. So my apologies. Right. Right. And that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You're right, GLM. You're right. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was a good call, GLM. Very, very good call. I did not notice that. I mean, Brooks Law Firm is asking legitimate questions. But yeah, I don't know what the connection would be between myself and those other channels that, you subscribe. Yeah, well, my lady just passed in here in the studio room, and she said, that's my girl, GLM, always watching out. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Let's continue. I like to draw pictures of cats, says GLM. Okay, I also photograph stray cats. Cool. And my lady respectfully, maturely, and professionally says, you take accountability when you journal. Absolutely. And you're able to hold yourself accountable when you journal as well. Right. Right. All right, let's continue here. We are at 31 minutes. Promote happiness. A positive life starts with positive actions. Nearly 3 years ago, I started doing the good deed every single day. Yeah, that's a great idea. I try to do at least one good deed every single day. Usually I do more. I haven't missed a day yet. Through these acts of kindness, I've noticed my life transform. Yeah, you feel good doing things for other people because it makes you a selfless person, meaning that you're not selfish, right? Instead of constantly thinking a new negative thought, I was focused on how I would make someone else's life better. That's exactly why I do what I do here. Because what makes me feel good is when other people feel good. I have always been that type of person. What makes me feel good? Yes, I do have self-love and self-happiness. But what really, truly makes me feel content as a person is when other people are feeling good. Right, baby? Yeah. My baby loves it when I get passionate like this. She knows I actually have a voice influx where people can feel. Right? I'm not monotone like some people. Hello. I'm a monotone speaker, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. Oh, I'm not going to talk like that. I just, I'm just having a little fun with GLM here. It's all in positive, good fun, right? It's all positive shit, right? Positive stuff, right? When you say positive shit, it sounds kind of negative, right? So we say positive stuff, right, baby? What's up, baby? You're like, baby, my excitement really just throws you back for a second, huh? Does it turn you on, baby? All right, baby. It's all good. Love you. Hey, baby. Maybe you can join us, halfway through the show in an hour or so for a little bit. We'll see. All right. It's all good in the hood. Yeah. Wonderful. Coach GLM with the fist up and the, stars or whatever that is. All right. Cool. Let's continue here. Through these acts of kindness, I've noticed my life transform. I read that. Instead of constantly thinking a new negative thought, I was focused on how I would make someone else's life better. How could I make someone happy today? When you think about others' happiness on a regular basis, your happiness shines through. Wow. Could you ever imagine that? When you think about others' happiness on a regular basis, your happiness shines through. I really, really wish more people would take that into consideration. That last line right there. Those last few lines. That says it all right there. That defines me perfectly. It doesn't mean that you need to not do things you'd like to do in a form of self-sacrifice. It more so means you just want to help others feel good too. So you never want to sacrifice your own well-being to make other people feel good. But if you get yourself to a good place of happiness, then you can help other people get there too, right? And then they can be there right alongside you. And the more and more people you help become a better person and a more positive person, the more they can help you help others become more positive. That's a pretty simple thought, isn't it? If you pay close attention, you'll notice most people feel unappreciated. Right. I honestly think people that feel unappreciated are just trying too hard to get attention, and they're lazy, and they don't want to put in any effort into life, right? So you need to snap out of that, because you shouldn't worry about whether people appreciate you or not. The only thing you should worry about is how you feel about yourself. And if you feel good about yourself, yeah, maybe some people may still not appreciate you, but you're going to attract many others in a similar state and mindset that will appreciate you. But if you're down in the dumps all the time and you feel like, oh, nobody appreciates me, nobody listens to me, nobody likes me, I mean, how does that come off? Would you want to be around someone that's acting like that or saying things like that? So if you wouldn't want to be around someone like that, then why would someone want to be around you if you're behaving that way, right? Why don't you ever, put yourself in other people's shoes, right? So you'll notice most people feel unappreciated, unhappy, and unfulfilled. Unfulfilled, right? That is something my lady's been struggling with, even though my lady has done a lot. Like, my lady is not going to feel fulfilled until she saves the whole world. I used to have that outlook, right? And I still kind of do. I want to save the whole world, but I know it's not possible. But it's not going to make me feel unfulfilled if I don't save the whole world. I'm going to try to. But I will tell you what fulfills me, what I've learned that truly fulfills me is if I can help one person at a time. Every single person I help overcome something, that fulfills me and keeps me moving forward to help another person. So aim to be the person that reverses that for people. Yeah, that's me. That's why I do what I do, if you ever wondered, right? Yeah. Ricardo, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the show. Welcome. LMAO. What's so funny, Ricardo? How you doing, man? Great to see you here again. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, my lady says, it is a lot about paying it forward. A kind word or smile can change a person's day. Absolutely. Absolutely, baby. For me, I will do at the very least one good deed per day. Usually I do 5 or 10 per day, maybe more if I have the time to do it. I'll reach out to the moderators we're connected with behind the scenes and uplift them and tell them how wonderful they are. That's a good deed. I tell my lady, how much I love her and how wonderful she is. That's a good deed, right? It doesn't even have to cost you any money. It's just taking the time out of your day to recognize someone else and their greatness besides yours. Because most people nowadays are very selfish and they don't pay people any compliments. Pay people compliments and see how it makes them feel. And then how they start to feel towards you. And how that type of environment and attitude, starts to attract more and more of these amazing, positive people into your circle of friends. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally says, you are silly. Are you talking about me? Are you actually listening to the show, babe? Or I don't know. Maybe you're hearing me through, I'm in the studio room here. The other room's the living room. My lady's in there. She's either kind of watching the show, listening, and watching some Netflix and other stuff. But yeah, she says, I'm silly. Be more specific. All right, we're at 39, almost 40 minutes here. We're going to take a break at about 55 minutes. Maybe probably about 50 minutes, we'll take a break. So in about 10 minutes, we'll take a break. And then we'll continue through these 20 steps till we get through them. And in the meantime, folks, if you have any, questions you'd like for me to answer regarding your personal or professional needs, or if there's any other story you'd like for me to tackle in a positive way, anything that's currently trending, I can pull up an article and we can go over it. Just go ahead and put it in the chat. And what, baby? See, there's a 1 minute delay from what goes out to YouTube, compared to what I say here. And my lady just got that on her phone. I guess she's listening. And she said, I am silly. Okay, well, that's great. I'll take it as a compliment. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally says, love to tell people that they are beautiful. Yeah, she loves doing that, and I do too. Nothing wrong with telling someone they're beautiful. Now, if you're a guy and, you're in a relationship with a woman, you don't want to overdo it. You want to kind of match and mirror your woman's behavior. That's what another great coach I follow named Coach Corey Wayne says. You want to match and mirror your woman's behavior. Like my woman tells me she loves me like 6,000 times per day. So, I tell her I love her more than once per day because she says it about 6,000 times per day. I'm being sarcastic, but realistically, my woman tells me she loves me about 100 times per day. And so I'll tell her about 50 times per day how much I love her, right? Now, you would think that's excessive, right? Now, it would be excessive if you were dating a woman that said, I love you 2 times per day, and then you said it 50 times per day. That would come off as, desperate and all that, right? But my woman says it about 100 times, literally, seriously, per day. So I say it about 50 times per day. If I didn't, then she would think I didn't love her. So it's basically matching and mirroring your woman's behavior. You just got to, basically, it always has to be more, the relationship always more so has to be the woman's idea for it to work out. So, if you let her do, 70 to 80% of all calling, texting, pursuing, and everything else, and the I love yous and all that, then you're golden. And then you do 20 to 30% of it, right? You just match and mirror her behavior. I love you too, baby. She says, I love you in the chat. Yeah. There we go again. Maybe she'll spam it in the chat. All right, let's continue here. Let's see. Number 5, exercise. Exercise brings out endorphins inside your body. I've been saying that for years. This is critical here, folks. This is very critical. So exercise brings out endorphins inside your body, which makes you happy. You will be amazed by how much a movement can improve your mood. Yeah. I didn't walk yesterday or today. Tomorrow I'm definitely walking because on Friday, my lady and I are going to be going out of town to take her mother out for her birthday. I'll tell you, when I don't even walk for a day, it just kind of throws me off. But at least today, my lady and I walked around a little bit. We had some errands to run and we got out of the house. But yeah, get out and walk 2 to 3 miles per day. Move for at least, 30 to 60 minutes per day. And that will kick in the endorphins and you will feel amazing. Your attitude will change. Whenever I've gone through a breakup, whenever you go through a breakup, whether you're a man or a woman, have you ever felt those claustrophobic feelings like when you're at home alone and you feel like you're trapped and you feel like you can't breathe, right? Right? You know what I would do during those situations? I would go and take a walk for an hour or 2 and listen to positive reinforcement type of content, podcasts, right? While I'm walking. And those endorphins start to kick in and it helps you start to feel better. Try it out, folks. It'll change your life, right? Also, it allows you to relax tense muscles and nerves throughout your body, making you feel alive and happy. Rather than sulking, pick up those running shoes and go on a 20-minute sprint or a 1-hour walk. If you are suffering from insomnia, try jogging or hitting the gym regularly to de-stress and help your anxiety level subside. Yeah. Walking and moving around and getting out and doing stuff helps your anxiety. Absolutely. And your insomnia. You get a better night's sleep. Plus, if you need to work out, consider spending time outdoors for added vitamin D. Thanks, sunshine. I've talked about this before. This is a great blog. I just, found on the fly because I'm doing everything on the fly tonight, obviously. Vitamin D. The best way to get it is from the sun. Now, I also suggest, get some vitamin D, actual vitamins, vitamin D3 from Nature Made. And they typically suggest, 1,000 to 2,000 IUs. But I go with the extra strength, 5,000 IUs. You cannot overdose on vitamin D. It's a proven thing. Doctors have said it all over YouTube. And 5,000 IU, the extra strength one, if you don't get much sun or any sun at all, you're going to want to go with at least 5,000 IU, right? Because if not, you're going to be vitamin D deficient. My lady was vitamin D deficient for a while. And so, her doctor prescribed her 50,000 IUs of vitamin D3 per week, which came down to, if I have my handy dandy calculator here, let's see, 50,000 divided by 7, that's about 7,142 IUs per day. So it's a little bit more than the 5,000, but 5,000 is a decent amount if you don't get a lot of sun or no sun at all. But honestly, folks, you got to get out there and soak in as much sun as you can. But protect yourself. Wear some sunscreen or do what I do. I wear long-sleeved, breathable shirts. If you have a shaved head, I wear a breathable hat. It doesn't burn my head. I don't get burned. And I still soak in the rays of the sun and the vitamin D. Thanks, sunshine and fresh air. Physical activity will always boost your overall mood, especially if done on a daily basis. One more time. And honestly, listen to this verbatim. You do this, it'll change your life. Physical activity will always boost your overall mood, especially if done on a daily basis. And you'll get into good shape and stay in good shape, which will further make you feel better, look better, have more energy to make love with your partner, and to do other fun things. Physical activity. Get off your ass and move around for an hour a day. It'll change your life in every way. All right. We are at number 6, and I think we're going to take a break right now. Let's see. My lady respectfully, maturely, and professionally says, I love to tell people they are beautiful. Okay, we read that. Remember all, we are an independent channel and all donations are appreciated. Thank you for that, baby. Share more about that after the break. I love you, says my lady. And Ricardo, I'm sorry you got timed out by Nightbot. I don't know what words got you timed out, but it's only a 15-second, it's only a 15-second timeout. And I can still read your message. And on the replay, it'll show on the screen anyway. Sorry about that, man. But Ricardo says, personally, I don't feel any fulfillment from being appreciated. It often seems to lead to me having to expend energy constantly to maintain and regulate the emotionally imbalanced equilibriums of others. So let me ask you a question, Ricardo, respectfully speaking. Because I want to try to help as many people as possible. I've struggled with this stuff in the past myself. And I'll answer this after the break. And if you get timed out, don't worry. I will read your deleted message and I will answer your question. And I will work on fixing Nightbot tomorrow morning. I have plenty of time. My lady and I are not going anywhere tomorrow, so I'll have time to refine that list and take care of that. But let me know a little bit more about, you don't have to tell me exactly where you're at. Are you in the U.S.? Are you in the Midwest, the South? Are you in the East? Are you in the West? Also, Do you consider yourself to be more introverted than extroverted? Have you done the Myers-Briggs personality test? And if so, what was your personality type? I really want to learn more about your personality type so I can better understand where you're coming from. I have an idea. If I had to guess, it sounds like to me you're a little more introverted than extroverted, based on what you wrote, about having to maintain and regulate the emotionally imbalanced equilibriums of others. Yeah, it kind of sounds like, you're one of those people that likes to stick to themselves and, um, you're not a bad person, but you're not the kind of person that goes out of your way to, brighten up someone else's day. I'm not saying you're not a good person. I'm saying that you more so keep to yourself, and that's what that's what I'm saying. I mean, seriously, what possible word I said would have triggered Nightbot? I don't know. Sometimes Nightbot makes mistakes, and I'm sorry about that, dude. I am going to try to refine it tomorrow. Just keep, asking your questions for as long as you want to stick around. And if you get timed out, I will read your deleted messages, and they will also stay on the screen recorded part. That's why I show the chat. You see right up above here. And on the other screen here, if I go to the full screen, see over here? That's why I display the chat and screen record it. In case something gets timed out, you can always go back and read it on the replay on the screen. Or if I have to re-upload this somewhere else that doesn't have the live chat replay, people can see it. So my apologies, bro. We're, doing the best I can with what I got. And, I get trolled a lot here on this channel, so I have to run it this way. But I will refine the block words list, and hopefully it'll slow it, it'll, reduce the amount of timeouts. My apologies, bro. All right, folks, we are at 52 minutes. I'm going to queue up. Let me go back to full screen, and then we'll get back to number 6. This might take the entire show to go through. So not a bad choice here. Let's go back to full screen. And let me queue up some royalty-free music here. And again, folks, please get any questions in the chat. Anything that you're struggling with personally or professionally, or if you want to discuss any, anything going on in the political world, any current topic, as long as we discuss it in a positive way. I mean, share your feedback, but let's do it in a respectful way. Even if we disagree, let's disagree respectfully. So whatever you want to talk about in the chat, go ahead and put it in there. And when I return, we will continue. Let me see here. All right, let's see here. All right. I know there's a lot going on with the Elon Musk thing. My lady even sent me something regarding, the Elon Musk fiasco going on at Twitter here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco. I'm literally 30 minutes south of Twitter headquarters, right? No, I'm not going to Twitter headquarters. No. Even though I kind of feel like it, I'm just not going to. I'm just going to let this play out the way it was meant to play out. All right. Just a couple more songs here. Let me see here. And one more. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for an 8 or 9 minute break, and we will continue day 2 of the 30-day life-changing positivity challenge when I get back. So stick around. Round. We'll be right right, we're back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Ricardo, stick around. I'm going to answer your comments in the chat there. Yeah, love it. This is Silent Partners 7th Floor Tango. Yeah, gotta love it. Yeah, positive vibes. Positivity all around. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2, authentic live streams, the most positive place on the internet. Tonight, we are running day 2 of the 30-day positivity challenge. 3 hours of positivity tonight. We've just finished the first hour. Hour number 2 is coming right around the corner. Feel free to get any questions in the chat as long as they're positive, and also suggest any topics you want me to put my spin on. I can look on Google and find something to dissect. All right, but before we get back to that, just want to remind you all that the channels that I run here along with my lady are primarily funded by, or through crowdfunding and your donations. So if you feel it in your heart that you're receiving value, please consider making a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving. You can do so in one of many ways. Oh, God, losing my verbiage here. You can go to the bottom of the chat and hit the super chat or super sticker. You can also donate via Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot's been sharing my Cash App and PayPal links every 7 minutes in the chat. Or on PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. As always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. And I want to do something here because I'm going to move this donation sign to the bottom of the screen because it's just too small. It is too small. So let's do this. Give me a second here, folks. I gotta fix this on the fly here. Just a second. We're gonna fix this, baby. We're gonna fix this and make it look a lot nicer. Let's do this. I think that's gonna look a little bit better there. I think so. I may have to do one more thing. Give me just one more second here. I'll get it right. I was telling everybody this is going to be an on-the-fly show tonight, so there we go. That should do it. That should do it right there. Yeah, I'm my own production manager, engineer, host, etc. Yeah, there we go. That works. Channel donations for a more positive world. All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let's get back to the chat here and respond to what Ricardo was saying. I am an extrovert who has been driven into some form of introversion over time in order to avoid the stress, fatigue, and draining effects that the validation and appreciation needs of others has on me. All right, let me first of all make sure that my audio is going through too. Got to make sure. This is going to be an on-the-fly show tonight, so okay, yeah, we're good. Furthermore, Ricardo says, or in other words, people are needy and entitled, and I am not. I'm sorry, Nightbot timed you out, but I'll read your messages, bro. I don't know what it was that got you timed out. Or in other words, people are needy and entitled, and I am not a pair of on-demand crutches. I also wouldn't deem myself as suffering from this. It limits my exposure to many insufferable situations. And then furthermore, he says, my validation stems largely though not exclusively from internal factors rather than external sources. I don't require accolades nor compliments to get fulfillment for my actions, nor do I seek it. Well, that's masculine energy. I agree with you on that aspect there. But at the same time, if somebody does pay you, you are a real thorn in my side, Nightbot. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I will fix Nightbot tomorrow. Men are not supposed to seek validation. It is more normal for women to seek validation, and when you're in a relationship with a woman, she's going to always seek your validation if she really loves you, because if she loves you and trusts your masculine core and who you are as a man, you validating her is going to make her feel good. That's normal. But on the flip side, men should not be seeking validation at all. But if we get a compliment, when I get a compliment, I'm very humble about it. I have a lot of humility, and I say, hey, I appreciate your kind words. I just, try to do the best I can to be, a good human being. I just love helping people, but thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. I've always been bad at accepting compliments, and that's because I'm a man, and men should not require validation to function as a man. But nowadays, like you said, there are a lot of entitled people out here, both men and women, and this was all sparked primarily through the millennial generation. I'm just curious to know, Ricardo, if it's not too personal, this would say a lot more. Are you in your 20s, 30s, 40s? Are you Gen X? Are you millennial? Are you Gen Z? Just so I get an idea of what generation you're growing up in, and that would more so give me an idea of, how you're feeling. And I get what you're saying there. I totally get what you're saying. Like, you don't want to get caught up in other people's drama. You don't want to get caught up in dealing with other people that are going to suck up so much of your energy that you're not going to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish for yourself, whether it be through your business or what you do to make money, your family, your friends, or other things. I totally get that. And I've had to learn to deal with that, the hard way myself, because I've always been the type of guy that has a save the world mentality. I've always had the Messiah outlook, where I just feel like I was born to come out here to try to save the world. And that's just my nature. I still feel that way, but I've learned to better balance it out like you have, and to not let certain people or certain types of people suck up so much of my time to the point of where I'm losing myself and who I am, right? And what I'm trying to create for myself, right? Totally get it, man. Makes perfect sense. All right, so let's go back to the browser source and continue on this blog I've been reading, 20 ways to be a more positive person. We left off at number 6. Let's switch back over. Practice mindfulness. One of the best strategies to boost positivity is to practice mindfulness in all your interactions. When you're living in your head, you tend to live either in the past or the future. However, when you're mindful, you're living in the present moment. Reap the benefits of peacefulness and calm when living in the moment. It is easier to manage difficult times when we're living in the moment. Positive things happen all the time when you just pay attention and stop thinking so much. Yeah, don't overthink things. Just relax, be laid back, be cool and calm, and just take things for whatever they're worth. And if negative things arise, you can just learn to ignore them and squash them, and don't feed into them, and don't let them affect you. And that's what I think, you're trying to avoid, Ricardo. And I don't blame you one bit for that. I don't blame you at all. Number 7, be grateful. A gratitude list can be a great way to reflect on things you're grateful for. Expressing gratitude every morning or in a gratitude journal can be a liberating experience. Again, journaling is fantastic. It's a great way to, express yourself and to become more in touch with your inner with your inner self, which is what I'm trying to say, and hold yourself accountable, right? And also allow yourself to realize that your life is worth it. It is worth it, right? Those who feel grateful for life and all that they have tend to be glass half full people, which means they're generally the most positive person you know. Right. Thinking about things you're grateful for will help you develop a more positive outlook and practice more positive self-talk. It is easy to look on the bright side when you have an attitude of gratitude. Right. Attitude of gratitude. You know, the one thing that's bothered me the most about people nowadays is they're just not grateful or appreciative of what they have or what others have done for them. And if we can just focus more on turning that around, the world will become a better place. People are just not appreciative or grateful anymore. They take things for granted. And that's, what I've been saying all along regarding the trend the millennials started. And it's kind of stemmed into the, Gen Z generation after the millennials. But the Gen Zers actually are trying to turn it back around into, the ways Gen Xers and before that time were doing things. Yeah, I'll tell you, the millennial generation, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, the millennial generation really, really changed a lot of things. And I think that's where you get the entitlement stuff from, Ricardo. Ricardo, if I had to guess, you're probably Gen X. Let's see. Ricardo says, I am adverse to compliments. Okay. Often a compliment stirs up that metaphorical robot system in my mind, like warning, potential energy leech detected, warning, initiating future avoidance protocols, laughing my ass off. Well, dude, it kind of sounds like to me that you've been a very giving and grateful person and people have taken advantage of your kindness. And so now, you're going from one extreme to the other. I'm just assuming that. I could be wrong, but that's the way it appears like you're coming off by what you're writing. I've been through that. I used to be extremely giving to the point where people would take advantage of me. And when I finally figured it out, I went from one extreme to the other. I went from giving everything to giving nothing. And giving nothing is just as bad as giving everything. You got to find a balance that, makes you feel good by helping other people. And, you don't give more, than people, will take advantage of. So Ricardo, you're 40. So you're right there. You're basically Gen X millennial. You're the beginning of the millennial generation, but you're practically living with more Gen X roots. Yeah. That's, at age 40, bro, I'm almost 49. I'll be 49 next month on December 17th. I'll tell you, man, you're right there on that border where you got those Gen X roots, but you've been dealing with millennials and you're seeing two different generations clash. I don't think there are two other generations that have clashed more in history than Gen X and millennials. Yeah, it's I get it, bro. I listen, I totally understand how you're feeling. My robot brain goes all danger, Will Robinson, and I can't let you do that, Dave. Right on the cusp of Gen Y, 81. Yeah, exactly. I think technically you are millennial, but you're like the beginning. Like you were raised with more Gen X and baby boomer roots. So, dude, I get it. You have seen things in a very similar way as I have. So I get the value you're seeing here, man. I get it, man. I totally get where you're coming from. But still, for me, I've learned to give and not give to get. I will not give any more than, I can afford. I will not, another way to say it, I will not bite off more than I can chew. And that way, I'll give without expectations. If I get nothing back, no problem. If I get something back, that's great. Maybe I'll get something back down the road. Maybe it'll bring me good karma. But, I've just learned to give what I can, when I can, and not overdo it, but not underdo it either. I've learned to kind of, balance it out. But now I get it, man. I get exactly where you're at. At age 40, it can be a very confusing age because you were born at a time where one of the biggest paradigm shifts in generations, for generations in our history, which is what I'm trying to say, started happening. It seems like you've handled it, man, as best as you can. That's awesome, man. I'm proud of you. Let's see. Who do you feel gratitude towards? What do you feel gratitude for? Allow all the good things in your life to be front and center. Right. Yeah. I mean, that speaks for itself. Let's head on to number 8. Get enough sleep. Those who are sleep deprived are less likely to maintain a positive attitude. Think about yourself when you're feeling sleepier than usual. You might be more likely to snap in a moment of anger or experience frustrations faster. However, if you get a good night's sleep every night, you'll wake up feeling good, and so it is easier to experience positive moments and create more positive experiences for yourself and others. So yes, sleep does matter when it comes to staying positive. If you find yourself being more of a glass half empty kind of person, aim to go to bed a bit earlier than usual so you can get the rest you need to be at your best. So I've noticed, this is just me. Oh, I'm looking at my security cameras and I think my car alarm is going off. Folks, I will be right back. Give me a second. we are back live. We are back live. Sorry about that, folks. My alarm was not going off. Hey, Scotty, I'll get to you in just a second. I put in some security cameras a while back. I did it myself. Great job. I love installing my own stuff. And, I'm looking at the street view of my place. And, the outside lights, are off, but my cameras have night vision. Like most cameras now have night vision. And, I saw some blinking lights and I thought it was my car alarm going off. And I went out there and there's a car parked across the street with hazards on. So, yeah. When you're a YouTuber, it's highly recommended you have a security system to protect you. You can always see what's going on outside or surrounding your place there. So everything is all good. It's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. I've got the monitor to view the security system, here in my studio room. Plus, what's cool with the security system I have is, you can, connect it to the internet. I have it connected through Ethernet, and I can see the cameras from my smartphone wherever I'm at. So, all right. So we are back. Hey, Scotty on Chain 2.0. Welcome back to the show. Let's continue where we left off. Let's go back to the browser source here. And we were at number 8, get enough sleep. So again, if you find yourself being more of a glass half empty kind of person, aim to go to bed a bit earlier than usual so you can get the rest you need to be at your best. Yeah. So, sleep is very important. I'm an entrepreneur, so I have a very unusual sleeping pattern. A lot of times I don't get to bed until after midnight or 1 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes if I'm really tired and I'm working a lot and doing other things, I will go to bed at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. It just depends. But usually, I'm not in bed until midnight or 1 a.m., sometimes even 2 a.m., right? But here's the thing. For me, once I fall asleep, I can get, a deep REM sleep for a good 5 or 6 hours, and that will refresh me, to wake up. Even if I go to bed, let's say at 2 in the morning, I can sleep until like 8 or 9 in the morning and get deep sleep. It doesn't take me long to fall asleep and still feel well rested. But in my opinion, most people, everybody's bodies are different, and most people, are not going to be able to handle the way that I sleep. And I typically don't even get 8 hours of sleep. I usually get, like I said, maybe 6 hours of sleep, 5. I get about 5 to 7 hours of sleep, on average 6 hours of sleep, but it's really good quality sleep. But I recommend getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep minimum. If you can, 9 hours minimum. And that's going to refresh you, and you're going to be able to think a lot more clearly. Being sleep deprived is going to just put you in a shit mood. And it's also going to, make you not only mentally weaker, it's going to make you physically weaker. And if you have to do a job that requires physical labor, you're more prone to injure yourself or injure someone else. So, take all that into consideration and make sure you get plenty of sleep. And that one can be easily fixed. But see, some people have a hard time sleeping because they have so much on their mind. Maybe they're, struggling financially, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to pay their rent or how they're going to pay other bills and stuff. And I can understand that. We've all been in that position where we have so much on our mind and we're so worried that the walls are closing in. It affects our sleep, but you just can't let it affect your sleep because there's going to be no way you're going to be able to turn it around and fix everything you need to fix if you don't have enough sleep. So just try to block it out and get the necessary amount of sleep that you need. All right, let's see here. Number 9, have a positive mantra. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Ricardo says, Gen Y is largely kind of terrible in my opinion and experience. I never give to get. You'll be let down by it. I am just done with the give to wants, but it hasn't affected my give to needs or give to deserves. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good way to put it, Ricardo. It's very interesting talking with you, actually, because, like I said, you're right at that borderline of Gen X and Gen Y millennials. And man, dude, honestly, man, you could probably start a YouTube channel, as the borderline millennial Gen Xer. And dude, you could share your stories, man, and you probably would make it big. I mean, wow. But yeah, I always like to say, I give to give, not give to get, but I don't bite off more than I can chew, and I don't give more than I can afford to give. Like sometimes a lot of people will give more they can afford to give, or bite off more than they can chew because they feel it's going to get them a quicker return on that, giving. But it usually never works out that way. Scotty Unchained 2.0, you stay tired. More specific, Scotty. You stay tired, meaning, if you can give me a little more detail so I have some context regarding why you mentioned that, and I'll be happy to respond to you. Hope your night's going well, by the way. Ricardo furthermore says, boomers and Gen X are like squirrels with hordes of seeds and nuts stashed away. Gen Y is like a nest of hatchling birdies, loud, blind, useless, and demanding. And I am the bird stuck in between. I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that, Ricardo. Wow. You know what? I got to make a YouTube short out of some of this, man. This is some good stuff that I will pull from these streams and make them into YouTube shorts for my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. Because, I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head, man. I mean, this is very, very fascinating to me and interesting. Trying to find enough for me that the squirrels left behind that I am not obligated to give to the baby chicks. Yeah, I think you're the one that defies the stereotype of the millennials. And I think it saddens you more so that, so many men from the millennial generation, ended up becoming the way they became. And it's interesting to me because millennials now are 25 to 40, right? By the time a man reaches his, 30s, or by the latest his mid-30s, he should have his shit together and be a well-grounded man and be, a solid, decent man. But, out here on YouTube, I've seen so many millennial creators, even in their mid to late 30s, just still behave erratically. And who knows? Maybe they'll snap out of it by the time they hit their 40s. You're the first millennial / Gen Xer to hit your 40s, and you defy the stereotype. And maybe most millennials that are 39 or 40, right at the borderline, are living life more so like you are, like a Gen Xer or a boomer. But I'd say, millennials 25 to 38 are living the life of the stereotype. So I get it, man. I get it. This has been very interesting. Number 9, have a positive mantra. As silly as it may sound, having a positive mantra helps you deal with the mundane of life with courage and hope. You can create a visual affirmation and place them in locations. There was a typo there, that are visible to you. Hey, babe. Whether it be on your mirror or cabinet, to make it work, you must repeat the mantra every day until it is instilled in your heart. Beat the negative self-talk and overshadow them with positive ones. Remember that the most important conversations are the ones with yourself. Yeah, it all stems within yourself. How you see yourself is how the rest of the world's going to see you, right? Okay. If you yourself are looking to associate with positive and outgoing and friendly people, right? And happy people. Do you think you're going to attract those types of people if you're behaving the complete opposite? If you're trash talking people, if you're demeaning people, if you're down and you're showing your depression and your anxiety around people, do you think that people are going to want to be around that and you're going to attract the right people? No. So, it all stems within yourself and how you decide to show up each and every day. And it all starts from, number 8 up here. Get enough sleep so you're well rested and you wake up happy. And when you wake up, you feel good and you're like, I'm ready to tackle the world. I'm going to go do my bathroom stuff, get ready, shower, shave, do all that stuff, right? Have my coffee and have my breakfast. And I'm going to go out there and make people smile today. And have that attitude when you go out there, because when you have that attitude going out there, it's going to radiate to other people. Baby, when you have a great attitude, doesn't that radiate? Right? How does my Right. Like when I have a great attitude, how does that make you feel being around me when I'm just happy and full of energy and full of life? How do you feel? How do you feel right now? Why is that? She feeds off of that. Maybe she'll join us during the third part for a little bit. She doesn't know. She's relaxing tonight. She's chilling. She's passing through the studio every now and then. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. She's a good woman. Very, very good woman. So yeah, just, it's all in your mindset. Have a positive attitude. Go into each and every day with positivity. No matter what happens, no matter who you encounter, good, bad, or indifferent, be good to them. Okay? Don't waste your time or too much time on negative people or indifferent people. Still be nice to them, but minimize your interactions with them and focus on the people that you really jive with, that you really connect with at a similar wavelength. And that'll change your life personally and professionally. Today was good. Today was fun. Oh, we don't need the ads. Today was good. Today was fun. Tomorrow is another one. Okay. Number 10, aim big. God, we're about to just get halfway through this, and we are at 1 hour and 38 minutes. We got to really, really step it up here. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Okay, I think we're still good. We are. All right, number 10, aim big. Finding the silver lining in a difficult moment is key to being a positive person. Yeah, absolutely. You got to find the silver lining to everything. I can't even talk. You need to find a silver lining to everything. And it's not that difficult. You just have to try. That's all. Put it in your mindset. If you want to transform your mindset from negative thinking to positive thinking, you'll need to make big life changes. Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be really that big. It's just an attitude adjustment, in my opinion. Happiness is possible for everyone. Yeah. Yeah, it's a choice to be happy or to be sad, right? It's a choice. It's your choice. Focus on doing as much good for others as you can. Volunteer at local shelters, food banks, or even your local library. Helping others will help boost positivity. Think about the past year and think about what you'd like to keep doing and what you'd like to stop doing. Focus on making changes to those areas. Be a good friend to everyone, even complete strangers. Show up for people who need love and support. Now, I know you're kind of struggling with this part here. Ricardo, and that's okay. This part, may not be for everyone. I just enjoy doing this. Be a good friend to everyone, even complete strangers. Show up for people who need love and support. For me, I'm a save the world type of person. And I feel that everyone is capable of being happy and being positive. It's all about a mind shift change. That's all it is. It's a mind shift change. When you shift your mind into a positive state, anything and everything is possible. That's all it is. And that's what I enjoy doing. The more good you put out, the more good that'll come your way. Let me repeat that one more time. The more good you put out, the more good that'll come your way. I could not have said it any better myself. Big round of applause. Yeah. You give to give, not give to get. So give without expectation, but the more you give over the course of time, the law of reciprocity will pay you back. Trust me on that. Trust me. It may not happen right away. Just be patient and keep doing what you're doing and keep being a good, positive you, and it'll come back to you tenfold. Trust me on that. Focus on your personal growth as a person to become the best version of yourself. How many times have I said that? Become the best version of yourself. Bottom line, become a little better each and every day. That's all. You don't have to become, the perfect person in one day. Well, the perfect person doesn't exist. You don't have to move mountains in one day, but just move forward a little bit each and every day. Like for me, I'm trying to grow my business out here. We're not making a lot of money yet, but we have started making some money. And almost each and every day, we're making a little bit of money. And each and every day, we're making a little more. And we're meeting more great people. And we're helping more people. If you just inch forward a little bit each and every day, eventually you will get to where you want to get to. Just be patient. It'll happen. It is hard to not become positive people when you realize everyone is trying their best. Well, I can agree with that to a certain extent, but I do know there are a lot of people in this world that aren't even trying to be a good person. They're stuck in a rut. And a lot of those people, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and Ricardo, you're bringing a lot of great value here tonight, being age 40 at the borderline of Gen X and Gen Y millennials. A lot of these millennials, especially millennial men, age 25 to, I'll say 25 to 38, because the 39 and 40-year-olds typically have Gen X roots. But let's say the majority of millennial men, even into their 30s and mid to late 30s, are still struggling with this. And they're not trying to be their best. They've almost like given up on themselves and succumbed to doing things well beneath them just to survive financially and in other ways. They can turn their lives around very easily if they choose to. They're just not trying at all. Just like Ricardo is saying, they're not trying at all. They're lazy and entitled. You got to get rid of that laziness and entitlement attitude, and then you can turn your life around. And you will make 10 times the income you're making now and have 10 times, you'll have relationships that are 10 times better than you have now, personally and professionally. But they just don't get that. They're stuck in a rut because of the environment and the time they were raised and how their parents coddled them. A lot of these men and women in the millennial generation, their parents really coddled the shit out of them. They gave them everything just to appease them. So, the parents could have their life. I almost can't blame the millennials, but by the time they reach their 30s, they should be able to figure it out on their own, and most of them still haven't. We'll see what happens in 10 more years, see if they figure it out finally. There's plenty of information out here on the internet for them to be able to figure it out. Plus, investing in your personal growth is good for your mental health too. Right. Investing in your personal growth is good for your mental health too. Could not have said it better myself. We're at 1 hour and 45 minutes. We're going to take a break in about, another break in about 5 to 10 minutes here. We're going to do 2 more and then take a break. And then come back and finish the rest. Ricardo says, the worst was growing up around those from the mid to late boomers and early Gen Xers telling me I'm not working hard enough because they own new cars by 25, homes by 30, and traveled and vacation. Yeah. While not realizing they landed in a post-war era of wealth-generating boom, and then they devalued my earning potential to maintain and increase their own prior earnings. They inherited the wealth of the world, locked everyone else born later out of the room, and then squandered it and outlived their squandered excesses, I mean. So then they left me with the bill for the rest. Yeah. Well, with no disrespect, a lot of millennials have been handed, everything. They never really had to work for anything, and they never really learned responsibility. But that's the problem of the parents. It's like you almost can't even blame the millennials. You have to blame the parents. But still, we're all individuals, and just because we were raised in a spoiled and entitled way doesn't mean we have to choose to live that way, right? Ricardo says, so I would disdain for millennial ignorance, but also for boomer superiority complexes. I agree, bro. Any generation can say things that are ridiculous and out of line. But all I've been saying all along is that I've never seen a generation more spoiled and entitled than the millennials. And, it's even gone to the point of where now it's like, everybody gets a participation trophy for just showing up. You don't even have to earn the title in a Little League baseball sporting event or any type of other event for children nowadays, for kids, like AYSO soccer or Little League baseball, or even grammar school and high school sports. Everyone gets a participation trophy. Like, you don't even have to work for it. Even people that are benched get a participation trophy. You just showed up. Good for you. Thank you for just showing up. Well, yeah, millennials will show up. They'll show up, but what are they doing when they show up? Just read what Ricardo's saying here in the chat. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, bro. I get it. Find your happy pill, number 11. Finding a hobby that makes you happy will help you channel your emotions, whether it be a skill you want to enhance or a new hobby you want to learn, making this a grand excuse to dive into the challenge. Finally, a hobby gives you a sense of fulfillment for every accomplished task, such as when you bake your first cake or finally play a song on your guitar. Others find joy in creating something out of nothing, such as drawing or painting. And instead of keeping all the pent-up emotions to yourself, redirect those feelings. Finding something that improves both your physical and mental health can be the best of both worlds, so carefully think about hobbies that might be a good fit for you. Well, yeah, honestly, here's the thing. A big part of your mental health is your physical health. If you're out of shape, go on a diet and get into good shape. I'm not going to talk about the regimens I've used to, stay in shape and do this and that. I'll do some shows down the road. But if you're out of shape, lose the weight, get into shape. You're going to look better. When you look better, you're going to feel better about yourself mentally. You're also going to be physically feeling better because your bones aren't going to be hurting. Your back's not going to be hurting, trying to hold that big gut of yours, right? Think about it. So, when you improve your physical health, like a big part of your mental health is your physical health. Because if you're out of shape, and or you have, bodily pain, that's going to affect your mental health. You're not going to be able to function properly. That's going to affect you, right? Take care of the physical, it'll fix most of the mental. It won't fix it all, but it'll fix it most. And then if you have other mental health issues, don't be afraid to see a psychiatrist or a therapist, right? Pretty much most, if not all, insurance plans allow you to add a therapist, and it doesn't cost you that much. My lady has seen a therapist that costs $200 an hour, and her copay is $15 a session. And her therapist has been godsend. I've even heard some of their conversations while I've been around my lady. And it was cool by the therapist as long as my lady gave permission. And yeah, my lady wanted to hear it. And she's a female, and she's really good. And she even asked me a question one time, and she was spot on. And I said, you know what? She asked me, well, do you have anything else you want to add to that? I said, well, I'm just going to call her ma'am. I'm not going to dox her. Ma'am, I couldn't have said it better myself. I got nothing to say, and I usually have a lot to say. She nailed it. So yeah, don't be afraid to get, mental therapy, through a therapist or a psychiatrist. I mean, your insurance will cover most of it. Why not use it? Number 12, reduce stress in your life. This is a big one. This is the one that I'm going to do here before we take the next break. Ricardo says, a boomer could raise a family of 5 on a single income, vacation yearly, and save for retirement. That is the real spoiled generation. Well, let's see. My mom and dad are boomers. My dad and his family, they worked hard. They made good money, but they worked hard for it. And yeah, my dad alone could provide for the whole family because all he did was work 6 to 7 days per week, 14-hour days. Because he wanted to provide, and he did. He really did. But I can understand some money has been handed down. But I wouldn't consider boomers spoiled unless they were handed money. If they earned all that money on their own, working hard for it and smart for it, that's a different story. But I honestly feel that boomers and Gen Xers have a far better work ethic than millennials have had. I'm not saying that all millennials have a bad work ethic. I do know some that have a good work ethic, but they were raised right. The majority of millennials have a really crappy work ethic, and that's a big problem. It's a huge problem. Ricardo, a millennial can scrape by renting with roommates on a single income, ride the bus. Yeah, because they're taking the easy way out, because they don't want to work hard, because they never learned responsibility, bro. That's the problem. They never learned responsibility. So they've always been living off of someone else. And, basically when, if you're, sharing an apartment with 2 or 3 roommates, you're dependent on, their part of the rent to survive, right? If you could afford your own apartment on your own, you get it on your own. But no, I get it, dude. I totally get it. And if these millennials just, said, hey, you know what? I'm not making as much money as I'd like. I want to be able to get my own place, eventually buy a house, eventually get married, have a family. I really need to start taking more responsibility and looking into getting into a field that's going to pay me more money and a company I can grow with. Or maybe, start their own business and create something that they can build that can make them more money so they can, have their own stuff. But they don't think like that, bro, because they never learned responsibility. They were handed everything. They were coddled. And I say this respectfully. I'm not trying to attack anyone. I'm just saying this in general. And you continue to see this behavior with that generation. Again, it's not all of them, but it's a lot of them. It's more than half of them. Way more than half of them. All right, let's continue here. Reduce stress in your life. Number 12. Positive people work hard to reduce stress in their lives. I try to cut out all the stress. If anyone tries to bring stress to me at this point, at age 48, almost 49, I will just remove you from my life. I don't have time for that shit. I don't want it. And I think you're the same way, Ricardo. They'll try to diffuse tense situations before they cause chaos in their lives. They might practice self-care during tougher days. Meditation is typically part of their daily routine to help them focus on the present instead of having their mind wander into the past or future. They'll take care of their physical and mental health to ensure they're in top physical and mental shape, and they'll practice positive self-talk. I always practice positive self-talk. And if I am feeling crappy on any given day, or somebody says something trying to make me feel crappy, I sit there, I process how I'm feeling based on my own situation that I've created for myself, or on something someone else has said that, is trying to kick me down. And I'll say, you know what, dude, it's just not worth it. If I'm around my lady and, we're dealing with a situation like this, we'll just say, you know what, babe, it's not worth it. I know it wasn't a nice thing for that person to say about you or myself or us, but you know what? Let it go. Let's rise above it. Let's not let it ruin our day. And just realize that what these people are saying is a direct reflection of how they see themselves. They're projecting. That's all it is. And when everyone can understand that and just let it go, it won't affect you. And when you're kind to yourself, the stress tends to slide away and positive energy enters. One more time. When you're kind to yourself, the stress tends to slide away and positive energy enters. Big round of applause for that. I could not have said it better myself. Could not have said it better myself. All right. So when we come back, we're going to leave off at number 13. We've got 8 more to go. 8 more to go. We're going to blitz right through them right after the break here. We've got 6 people here in the box, 5 likes. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. This is day 2 of the 30-day positivity challenge. We've got 3 positive hours happening tonight. Right now, we are at 1 hour and 58 minutes. We've got an hour to go. We might go a little overtime because we want to get through all 20 aspects here within this blog. But we'll just see how it goes when I get back from the break. So we need to queue up some royalty-free music. Just a couple of more. Couple more here. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for another 8 or 9 minute break. And when we get back, we're going to wrap up the 20. Well, did I move to the... I didn't move to the full... Let me move to full screen right now. Well, there we go. When I get back, we're going to complete the 20 steps on how to be more positive. So stick around. Round. We'll be right All right, we're back. Welcome back, everybody, to the third and final segment. Great questions, Ricardo. We're going to tackle them as soon as we're back from the intro. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah. I feel good. She feels good, too. You can't hear her. The music's too loud. The song is called The Messenger by Silent Partner from the YouTube audio library. All right, let's get right back to it. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli, 2 authentic live streams, the most positive place on the internet. This is day 2 of the 30-day positivity challenge. We're doing 3 positive hours of positivity tonight. And we've been going over this great blog I found on the fly regarding how to be more positive, how to become more positive, 20 steps. We'll get right back to that in a few. We've also been talking with Ricardo in the chat. He's a 40-year-old, that's right, at the borderline of millennials and Gen X. And it's been a very interesting conversation. If you miss any parts of this show, you're going to want to go back and check out the replay because there's a lot of great value here that everyone can learn from. Before we get back to that, one more time, I'd like to mention that my channel here that I run along with my lady, as well as our other channel, the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, is primarily funded through crowdfunding and your donations. So if you feel it in your heart that you're receiving value from the content here, please consider making a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving. You can do so in one of many ways. You can go to the bottom of the chat and hit the super chat and send a super chat or super sticker. You can also donate via Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot's been sharing our Cash App and PayPal links every 7 minutes. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $, the real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. All right, let's get right back to it here. Before we switch back over to the browser screen, let's see what Ricardo said. Most of the value was gone by the time the millennials entered the workforce. Endless borrowing against credit of a flat currency only capable of inflationary devaluation. Yeah, oh yeah, we've hit an all-time high regarding inflation. Oh yeah. The dollar we use today has a spending value of roughly 2.5 cents of a dollar in 1913. Yeah, and currency in other countries is worth a lot more than ours now in many other countries. It's crazy, man. Our dollar used to get us a lot of stuff, and now, oh, man. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. And we look at millennials and Gen Z with a straight face and say, so work harder. They are not in the wrong when they respond by flipping the bird at us. Chicks, crows, middle fingers, they're birds. And as birds, we need to recognize they are also the canary in the coal mine. The one that signals if poisonous gas is present by dying. They aren't dead, but they're looking pretty lifeless. Well, and it's a severe warning for society today and to come. Hey, West Coast 26 Pinoy, I'll get to you in just a little bit here, man. Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Ricardo, I understand where you're coming from. I have a little difference of opinion in what you said. Yes. Is it more challenging to live in this modern world? Have prices gone up? Yeah, especially, for people that live in larger metropolitan areas like I do here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Properties out here are astronomically high. It's almost impossible for someone to be able to afford to buy a house out here unless you're making a minimum of $500,000 a year. And in order to make that kind of money out of the gate, you've got to have a dual income, the husband and the wife. And then they're working their life away. Their kids are being raised by, somebody else like a nanny or, their latchkey kids. And it's just, it's just created a world of shit. I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. But that doesn't mean that millennials aren't capable of doing more. Millennials and Gen Zers aren't capable of doing more to make a good, solid living. The internet has brought unlimited amounts of earning potential for anyone and everyone. There are so many people out here on the internet that are making good money doing something positive and just something great, right? But what I've seen a lot of millennials do through the internet is do a lot of shady stuff. And what I've seen out here on YouTube that millennials have done is a lot of them act like goofballs and, create, fake instigating negative drama type of content to entertain other millennials, right? To make a living. And I just don't think that's the best they can do. I think they're more than capable of doing more. A lot of these millennials are really good at a certain trade. And instead of doing that trade, they're just doing stupid goofball stuff to make easy money. But the easy money they're making, one, to me, is not going to be sustainable long term. And two, it's not something that anyone would be really proud of. I mean, why would you want to take to the grave being known as the, fake instigated drama, YouTuber that made a living, pretending to attack other YouTubers to create a back and forth to entertain an audience of other millennials? And it's funny to me because, while these audiences are primarily the millennials, there are some Gen Xers and boomers that like this content too. It's just surreal. Like a lot of the millennial behavior has even stemmed off to some Gen Xers and, some boomers and some Gen Zers. It's just surreal what I've seen. But I honestly feel, bro, despite inflation, despite, everything you mentioned, there's so much opportunity that millennials are leaving on the table because they just don't want to work, bro. That's it. They just don't want to work. That's it. They want it to come as easy as their parents handed it to them. And that's not the way it works. That's just my opinion. 206 Pinoy says, good evening, Eli. May I make a positive announcement? Yes, you can. Yes, you may, of course. Furthermore, he says, us Gen Xers have to remember it's us leading the world, so we need to act accordingly. Yeah, we need to set the example. We definitely need to set the example. Ricardo says, things are only cheaper today if the process to get it has improved drastically, or the quality has been lowered, or if the labor costs were outsourced to nations with their money pegged low versus USD. You're right. You're right. I've seen almost every product in the modern world is made with far less quality and materials than that same product was made 20, 30 years ago. Take refrigerators, for example. Those old school refrigerators, that were made well 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, they're still working to this day. Now, yes, they do suck up a lot more power. They're not energy efficient, but they were made better. The new refrigerators today will last you 10 to 15 years, maybe sometimes 20 years. And typically within the first 10 to 15 years or so, you may need to replace certain things, right? Things are just not made as well. Yes. Are they more energy efficient? Yes. But they break quicker. And the cost to fix them is astronomical for a tiny little part because you've got to pull out the fridge and open the back and get into, the back, and they have to remove other pieces to get to the piece you need to fix. And yeah, I get it, dude. I totally get it. Let's see. Ricardo says, West Coast makes a valid self-reflective and equally inward and outward observation. West Coast 26 Pinoy says, Eli, don't worry about those types of YouTubers because I found my niche. It's my job to expose them and roast them, and I really enjoy doing it. Well, you do you, bro. And again, what you do on your channel is totally up to you. What I do here is a positive environment. But yeah, bro, it's all good, man. It's all good. As long as, we don't bring drama here to my positive world, no problem. But look, dude, if that's what you enjoy doing, West Coast 26 Pinoy, who am I to tell you or anyone what to do? I'm just saying, I think there are far better, pieces of content to create. I think there are so many better videos you can make than calling out people on YouTube. I mean, maybe it makes you feel better at this point, bro, but at some point you're going to realize, hey, man, this is just dumb, right? My announcement is I'm almost at monetization, and I just need a little push getting there. Well, how many subs do you have right now? You have 483 subscribers. So you need to get to 1,000 subscribers. Another thing too, bro, just to let you know, if you want to get monetized, the type of content you create is going to be crucial. And if your channel is deemed a channel that, is not advertiser friendly, it's one thing to abide by community guidelines. It's another thing to abide by monetization guidelines. And I'm just saying, man, if you want to get monetized, you got to create more advertiser-friendly type of content like I've been doing. So there you go. But best of luck to you, bro. And whatever I can do to help, I'm happy to do it. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to the browser source and continue here. We got to blitz right through this. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. I just had a second podcast hit over 1K views. Congratulations, bro. I'll give you a big round of applause for that. Right on. Right on, man. All right. Enjoy nature. Number 13, enjoy nature. Nature is an excellent reminder of the beautiful things around the world that are yet to be explored. Be mesmerized at the beautiful landscape and interact or observe wildlife. It reminds you that there's something out there taking care of Mother Nature. When you stand in the middle of the forest, you realize that you are a speck in the universe. Whatever you're going through, these things will pass. Right. Whatever you're going through will pass. Let it pass. Okay? Everybody goes through stuff, right? But don't let it, consume you and weigh you down to continue moving forward and create the greatness you were meant to create. Rather than be negative, be a positive contributor to the world we are living in. Right. Here's the thing. I could have probably made a lot more money on YouTube being negative all this time than being positive. Right? I could be a drama channel, and trust me, I'd be good at it. But it's not who I am. I don't want to be remembered as a drama shit show host, right? I don't want to take that to my grave. I want to take to my grave that I really help people turn their lives around for the better. It's much more fulfilling to me, right? But it's going to take more time to build, and I'm willing to put in the time, energy, and effort to build it, whereas the millennials will just rather run the drama shit show. That's it. That's all, right? It doesn't need to be anything complicated either. Just get out there and take a simple, mindful walk through your local park or even just outside your home. I love hiking. Haven't done it in quite a while because of my lady's complications that we're working on correcting. And once we correct them, we're going to go hiking again. I love hiking. I love walking. I love being out in nature. I love smelling the fresh air and seeing all the green and all the animals, and it's an amazing feeling. And when you're out there, like I used to get out there, and I will in the near future, again, once, I help my lady take care of those medical complications so she can go out there with me. When you're out in nature, 5 to 10 to 15 miles out in nature and away from civilization, it is such a liberating feeling. It is such an amazing and liberating feeling. And those endorphins really start to kick in. It's amazing. Number 14, improve your self-esteem. Positive people tend to have high self-esteem. Yes, I definitely have a very high self-esteem. They stop negative self-talk in its tracks to ensure that they invest in their well-being. being. And that's where I want you folks to get to the point of as well. I want to teach you folks to learn to immediately identify any negativity coming from anyone and just stop it dead in its tracks. Don't feed into it. If you're out here on YouTube, stop feeding into people trying to instigate you into a back and forth of drama. It's not going to do you any good. It's not going to do you any good. Yeah, it'll give the other people what they need to entertain their audience and make money at your expense, but it's not going to do you any good. So stop it dead in its tracks. Right? High self-esteem is all about treating yourself well so you have more positive emotions flowing through you. People who practice gratitude are more likely to have high self-esteem in their own life too. Yeah, absolutely. Aiming to tell yourself at least one positive thought for you to ruminate on can also improve your self-esteem. Plus, all of this is helpful in managing stress. Again, plain and simple, learn to love yourself no matter what. That's the most important thing. You've got to learn to accept yourself for who you are and love yourself eternally. The rest will fall into place because when you love yourself, you're going to have a great self-esteem and positive energy going out into the world. And what will you get back? You'll get positive energy back. Now, you're also going to get some negative energy from people that are jealous and wish they could be as positive as you. But all you have to do is stop those people dead in their tracks, like mentioned earlier in number 14. And then you can keep moving on with the positive people. That's it. Plain and simple. Number 15, smile. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Let's see here. Congrats, West Coast, says Ricardo. West Coast 26 Pinoy. Okay, I'm thinking about creating a second channel that's advertiser friendly, so I'll get with you by email for consultation on that. That's fine, bro. We're also connected on Facebook, I believe, too. You can reach out to me there. I believe we finally connected on Facebook, man. Thank you, Ricardo. I appreciate it, says West Coast 206 Pinoy. All right. Number 15, smile. A smile is a simple gesture that could bring sunshine in a dull man's world, or woman's world, too. Let's be fair, okay? And it is one of the simplest ways to spread light and positivity to people around you. Smile even to strangers, as you wouldn't know the difference you can bring into their day. Despite the gloomy weather or unfavorable circumstance, still smile. Fake it until you make it, because your smile is worth 1,000 words that can attract good things in your life. You know, here's the thing. I've heard the fake it till you make it thing many times. When I first became self-employed a little over 15 years ago, and I started to sell insurance, and I was networking in person, attending business networking events all over Northern California. There was one young lady, how old was she? Oh man, she was, I think, 7 or 8 years younger than me. I think she's 41 now. I think she's the last year of Gen X. She used to say, fake it till you make it. I didn't know what to take on that initially because I've always been a positive person. But I finally learned years down the road, and now I know exactly what she meant by fake it till you make it, and I get what they mean. It's when they say fake it till you make it, people aren't saying, and I'm not saying be fake and not be real. You want to be real. But, you know, when I first started doing the life coaching thing, and, you know, I first started doing public speaking, you know, I wanted to be known as someone that was a good public speaker, someone that knew exactly what, you know, he was talking about. I always have had a lot of experience, but I was inexperienced on how to present my material. My material has always been good and been real. I just lacked the experience on how to present it. So, you know, when I first came out, you know, I just, if you go back and watch some of my videos from years ago. You could probably find them on YouTube somewhere, from my former channel. When I first started doing videos, you could tell I was more so kind of scripting stuff. I was more so, I wouldn't say I sounded quite monotone, but my video, I had a black background. I was trying to, dress overly professional. I was trying to do too much, right? In essence, that was faking it till you make it. I was real, and what I was putting out there was real, but I was still kind of learning the YouTube ropes. I was still, learning to find the right way to present my content. But I kept on pushing forward. And now, 5.5 years later, I feel I have really hit, a niche that I'm proud of. I have found myself. I've found my delivery. I've loosened up a lot. I started to wear more casual type of clothing. I've started to relate more with the people. So, when you hear fake it till you make it, okay, it's not saying to not be real. It's just saying to keep pushing forward. You will eventually find your way to best deliver what, you were meant to do or be. That's it. Okay. Let's see. Because your smile is worth 1,000 words that can attract good things in your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love happy people that smile. It's just amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Number 16, be mindful. Let me read the chat here real quick. West Coast 26 Pinoy says, yes, Eli is right. Getting involved in a back and forth will make you depressed and could ruin the quality of your life. It's stupid, bro. Like, honestly, what type of value can you provide a YouTube content consumer talking shit about another YouTuber or a person creating videos on YouTube just because you didn't like what they said? Like, and how many people are doing that already? And how old and boring is it? People have been doing that out here for years. If you want to survive on YouTube, you've got to do something, specific and measurable, okay, and attainable. Go look up SMART goals, and that'll help you better understand. As a matter of fact, let me do this real quick. Okay, let me do this real quick. Okay, if I do this, where I'm trying to find a if I do this, give me a second here. Let me go back to full screen real quick. And let me go back to the browser source here. So, just do a Google search for how to write SMART goals. And real quick, you want to be specific, right? Measurable. It needs to be measurable. It needs to be achievable. Okay? It needs to be relevant. It needs to be time bound. And that's it. SMART goals. So specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, same thing, relevant, and time bound. That's that. And I honestly don't think that reacting and smack talking other people on YouTube is a smart thing to do. It's not a good SMART goal. What are you trying to accomplish, right? Let's see here. Ricardo says, I have heard of people in the true crime community using connections within the community to sub all their junk accounts, somehow buying watch time and using shorts with trending buzzwords to get the views. All those people that are skating the system to get monetized will not get monetized or will eventually lose monetization. I have 2 channels monetized, this one here for 3 months and my main channel for almost 3 years. Did it the right way. And so you got to put in the time and the effort. If you try to, fool the YouTube Google system, you'll pay the price. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. And, if you're using bots and stuff like that, even if you're able to bypass Google's and YouTube's system, I mean, Google and YouTube are not going to know where to, recommend your content. You want as many subscribers to be legitimate as possible because your current subscriber base is also going to tell the YouTube and Google algorithm to recommend your content to more people they feel would like your content, the right people. These people just don't get it. You know what? A lot of the people in the true crime community are millennials and young Gen Xers that are just trying to skate the system and make easy money. It's stupid, man. Stupid. My question is, why do they still consider this stuff as true crime content? It's not. You know what the funny thing is? The true crime community, they call it crama now, like crime and drama. The true crime community has become a drama community. Like, I saw so many true crime channels turn into drama channels going back and forth with other YouTubers creating drama content because they were getting bigger audiences and making more super chats. And I'm surprised those channels are still monetized because they violate the terms of service every day. They do. Nothing positive there, not at all. The only true crime subject lately has been about the Dahmer docudrama series, which is just chatter about content on Netflix rather than showcasing direct content relating to true crime cases. Yeah, I mean, those are people just trying to use that niche to grow. And when they don't get the views doing true crime stuff, they turn into a drama shit show community attacking other YouTubers. It's stupid, man. It's dumb. Stupid. All right. Number 16, be mindful. Observe yourself and find your trigger points. Uncover circumstances or situations that make you angry, frustrated, or even happy. Rather than being caught in the vicious cycle of endless worries, you have to identify the starting point. Once you have unveiled the cause, it would be easier to handle it head on rather than allowing it to devour you. Out here on YouTube, when I first came out here, there were more experienced YouTubers that knew how to play the game of triggering people into an endless back and forth. Because when you first come out here, you react to things in the same way you would in real life. Because in real life, if somebody attacks you, you're going to say, hey, dude, stop it, blah, blah, blah. Out here on YouTube, if somebody attacks you and you react to it, it keeps on, creating a back and forth. And that creator attacking you is not really necessarily attacking you necessarily. They're just trying to get a back and forth with you because that's their content. That's what gets them donations and super chats. And until you figure that out and find your trigger points like this, this section number 16, be mindful says, okay, they're going to keep having their way with you. People are going to keep having their way with you. It's going to slow you down. It's going to make you angry and frustrated, right? And you're going to be caught in this vicious cycle of endless worries, like it says here. You have to identify the starting point. You have to learn to identify what people are doing to try to upset you. Or you have to also learn to identify things that are going to set you back, any negative things that are going to set you back, typically created by other negative people, right? Learn to identify it and just ignore it and move on. That's it. You got to be mindful. You got to be aware. Once you have unveiled the cause, it would be easier to handle it head on rather than allowing it to devour you. Well, in some cases, handling things head on one time may be okay. And in most cases, ignoring it is the best thing. In real life, somebody's coming at you or you're friends with somebody and they've done certain things that no longer align with you in the friendship, you need to withdraw. Just say, hey, you know what? It's been great being friends, but I just can't have this negativity in my life. I'm going to wish you the best, and then just walk away. And that's it. Out here on the internet and YouTube, you just have to ignore this stuff. If you don't, then people are going to keep making content off of you. Number 17, mind your inputs. You have to make sure that you filter all the information that goes to your mind. Be choosing what you watch or listen to. Yeah. What you watch on TV will affect your mind. It'll affect your sleep. It'll affect you in every way. That's why I like to watch positive shows or action adventure shows and stuff like that. I don't watch a lot of true crime or drama or anything like that, or stuff that's just going to make me like sick in my mind, right? And then it affects my sleep and it just affects my personality. No, you know, you got to be choosing what you watch or listen to, like number 17 here says. Garbage in, garbage out. Right. If all that you listen to are gossips, then expect to always be suspicious, rubbing you off with a peaceful mind. That's the perfect thing about YouTube here. There are so many gossips out here because they talk smack or they gossip about you with the hopes of getting your attention and then you reacting to it. And then the back and forth happens, right? And they get you stuck in this endless vicious cycle of stupid drama, right? Don't get caught up in that. Garbage in, garbage out. But if you spend your time listening to podcasts or watching inspirational stories or reading books, it can alter the way you think and see the world. That's all I listen to and watch now. Positive stuff. I watch Coach Corey Wayne. I watch Tony Robbins. I watch other people that share inspirational things that are in alignment with what, I want to create out here and give back to people and further become myself. It doesn't help that we're inundated with a ton of negativity online through news outlets and social media apps. If this stuff is weighing you down, consider taking a social media detox. You can do that, or you can just learn to ignore. Learn to ignore. Just ignore. That's it. Bottom line. Learn to ignore. Block and ignore. Okay, we're at number 18. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Let's see. We're good. Okay. Number 18, spend more time with a best friend. One of the healthy ways to become a bright and sunny kind of person is to spend more time with your best friend. You need to cut toxic people from your life to bring more positivity into or in your world. Well, your best friend could even be your boyfriend or girlfriend. My best friend is my girlfriend. I have friends, and I don't hang out with them as much anymore because they're negative people. A lot of these guys are still single. They're overweight. They're out of shape, right? They're, in a job that they don't like. And they're not making as much money as they would want, but they're not doing anything to turn any of that around. So I don't want to be around that negativity. So I hang out with my girlfriend, who's very positive and, has a lot going for her and dresses nice, looks nice, and, is responsible. So yeah, spend time with a best friend as long as they're, a good role model of a best friend. You need to cut toxic people from your life to bring more positivity in your world. I just said that and I said it again because that's the key. Okay? If you cut toxic people from your life, you will have a more positive world. I used to be heavily involved with very toxic people out here on YouTube. Okay? Whether they're pretending to be toxic for their content or they're actually toxic or a combination of both, it was toxic. It was derailing what I was trying to create. And now I've gotten rid of all that. I've done a detox. And now I've got more positivity. And now that's why I'm running the 30-day positivity challenge. Fortunately, spending time with people you care about can help boost more positivity in your life. Right. Speaks for itself. There's nothing wrong with talking out your problems with someone who cares about you. You might hear an enlightening response that helps make life feel good again. So find a good friend you can laugh, cry, and celebrate life with. It is worth it. one of the best people you can actually have this connection with is your significant other. Okay? If you're dating someone or you're married to someone, that is your best friend right there. And if you can't communicate with your dating partner or your marriage partner in this way, then I have to ask, why are you with them? And upset? Couple more left, folks. Get your final questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air in about, I'd say about maybe 10 minutes or so. We're at 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're right on track. I wanted to be done by 10:30, and it might still be done by 10:30. We might finish just under 3 hours. Ricardo says, but sometimes ignoring a problem allows it to fester and metastasize, creating the worst problem, Eli. Well, here's the thing, Ricardo. In real life, you handle things differently than on social media. Because on social media, you have a lot of fake accounts, and you have a lot of keyboard warriors, and you have a lot of people that are projecting or just trying to antagonize you because it entertains them and makes their pathetic, miserable selves feel better at your expense. So there's a difference. In real life, you don't necessarily have to ignore a problem, but you also don't have to continue trying to fix that problem with that particular person or group of people more than once or twice. If you can't solve that problem in real life, after one or two attempts, you just got to walk away, right? So I get what you're saying. Out here on YouTube and on social media, there are people that are intentionally trying to get you in a back and forth. And there are people that talk smack about anyone just because that's their content. They need to have constant back and forth with people to make their content, right? It's almost like, casting a fishing pole out there and, just trying to catch anyone and everyone that's willing to get into a back and forth with them. So on social media, the best thing to do is to ignore. Unless you're a drama channel and that's what you do for a living, that's a different story. But is that what you really want to do? Is that something you want to be remembered for as a drama, shit show creator, right? Hope that helps. Number 19, escape the bucket full of crabs. Oh, yeah. Avoid the crab mentality. So this means you need to get rid of or at least try to make minimal contact with negative people. Instead, find your tribe. Hold on a second. I thought I heard my lady. Maybe I am hearing things. One more time. Avoid the crab mentality. So this means you need to get rid of or at least try to make minimal contact with negative people. Instead, find your tribe. Right. Yeah. Minimal contact at best. Like for me right now, I have minimal contact with negative people because you don't know they're negative until you encounter them. But, when I'm looking to collaborate with people out here on YouTube or in any other aspect of life, I give people one shot to show me the type of person they are. And I can pretty much make out the type of person they are within 30 to 60 seconds, maybe less. You can tell. You can tell by their body language, if you're in person, and their tone of voice. If they're not in person, you're talking by phone, their tone of voice. Look for positive friends or influences that can help you have a positive disposition and outlook in life. One reason why mental health has lately become an issue is that people allow themselves to be swallowed with the negative comments around them. Right. And it used to happen to me. I don't let it happen to me anymore. Okay. I'll say this again, as I've said it before. The only opinion of yourself that really matters is your own. One more time. The only opinion of yourself that really matters is your own. Okay. If you understand that and truly believe in that, then anything negative someone says about you is not going to affect you, right? Now, you want to value opinions that are worth valuing, like Ricardo's and 206 Pinoy's and other people's, that are valuable. Doesn't mean shut everyone out, but it means to be more picky and choosy with which opinions you allow to respond to and others that you just ignore because you know it's people just projecting onto you or attacking you, right? Their sense of belonging is based on the number of likes and friends they have on their social media accounts. Don't waste your energy impressing the people you don't even like. Instead, spend more time with people who matter most to you. So, Pinoy or anyone else, this is the last line I really want you to understand. Don't waste your energy impressing the people you don't even like. So why even talk about these people? Trash talk them because there's some stupid imbecile on the internet or YouTube doing stupid things. I mean, don't get yourself involved with that. You're much better than that. Don't waste your energy impressing the people you don't even like. Instead, spend more time with people who matter most to you. And last but not least, number 20, watch your words. You are what you say. What you say can be a sword to another's heart or shield that gives them hope. Can you imagine a day where all you hear are people complaining? What a dreadful day it is. And you feel your energy creeping away. Rather than just whining, do something about it, period. Find a good thing to say or even try to compliment other people and see their faces transform. The truth is you will not always get everything that you want in life, period. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Right. And I've learned the hard way to watch my words because I said some things years ago on YouTube because I allowed a group of drama people to trigger me so badly on a live stream that to this day, every so often, they will play those clips of some very hateful things I didn't mean that I said. And I've apologized many times, right? But I have to deal with that now for the rest of my life. And other people may encounter that, right? At one point or another. So you got to watch your words. You got to be proactive. You can't allow people to trigger you and upset you so much to the point of where you say something, especially on social media, especially if it's on a live stream or within a video that's recorded, that can be used against you, or a phone call that's recorded. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Sometimes my lady will take a nap and, you know, when she sleeps, sometimes she has nightmares and then she talks in her sleep. You know, she's one of those. It's rather interesting. Anyway, conclusion. In this article, you learn 20 tips on how to be more positive. We hope that you take these tactics to heart and implement changes in your life to overcome negativity and bring out your true sunny nature. Just because you face obstacles doesn't mean you need to look at life as a glass half empty situation. Remember, all things in life are temporary. So practice gratitude for the good things in your life. Meditate to calm the mind and spread kindness. Yes, and spread kindness into the world, and you'll see your life change for the better. Check out this meditation for positivity. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share the link in the chat. And also share it in the description section. Give me a second here, folks. Link to blog. Just did that. Let me read the last few comments in the chat here, and then we're going to go off the air. We are at 2 hours and 54 minutes. It's going to be pretty close to exactly 3 hours. Ricardo says, LOL, as you say, truth bomb, right? Yeah, let me go up here. Well, I'll give you a truth bomb, bro. Here we go. Truth bomb for you, Ricardo. We'll end up the show with a double dose of a truth bomb. All right. Yeah. Ricardo says, those are the energy leeches I mentioned much earlier. Yeah, just ignore them. All they're doing is sucking out your energy and probably making money off of you. I consider that extortion, even though it technically isn't, but it's actually a legal form of extortion. Don't give people that, folks, especially out here on YouTube or social media. They will leverage it for content and money. Ricardo finally says, owning up to old mistakes sure seems to have a minimal return on value. Almost makes you not want to bother. Even the remorse you feel or the actions, for the actions is real. Yeah, I'll just wrap up by saying this, Ricardo. When you own up to your mistakes, and you start to turn your life around, you're not going to have an immediate return. Nothing worth doing in life is going to give you an immediate return. You got to be in it for the long haul. I've been doing this business here for 5.5 years. It has not been profitable. Okay? I've put in a lot of my own money that I've made in the past and reinvested to keep it going. Okay? But I have the same outlook as, Google did with YouTube. YouTube wasn't profitable for over 10 years. Eventually, it became profitable. I'm building the foundation. And the way I'm doing it right now is a stepping stone to where I see it going a year or two or so from now, or maybe within the next 2 to 5 years. So, not everything is going to give you an instant return. And I think you know that. And when you're in it for the long haul and you keep, pushing through, persisting and persevering, okay, no matter what happens, eventually you will reach success. So I get where you're coming from, bro. You're at the point, you're just hitting your early 40s. You are technically an early millennial with Gen X roots. So you're at that border, right? And I wouldn't say you're confused. I think you know exactly what's going on. I think, and I wouldn't even say you're frustrated. I think that you've come to terms that, things are just different nowadays. And a lot of things that are happening shouldn't really be happening. And that's why I do what I do, to try to bring more positivity into the world, and maybe that'll help, turn the trend the other way around. In the meantime, just got to keep moving forward, because if the positive people stop being positive, the whole entire world will turn to shit, and it'll just self-destruct. And I don't want to see that happen. So that's where I'm going to wrap things up here tonight at 2 hours and 58 minutes. Wow, we're going to hit 2 hours and 59 minutes, a minute before 3 hours. All right, folks. Well, we'll probably hit exactly 3 hours. With that being said, thank you to everyone for being here. I'll be back tomorrow, probably for a Walking with Purpose stream. Definitely a Walking with Purpose stream sometime in the late morning or early afternoon. And maybe another night stream at night. One of them will be day 3 of the 30-day positivity challenge. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Please like, share, subscribe. Bang the bell, select the notifications right here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. Also go to my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, at youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. Nightbot's sharing the link in the chat. Also, it's below in the description, a couple of lines down. I'll be putting out some more YouTube shorts soon from content I've created here in bite-sized format, so people can, get a chance to hear the important stuff that we talked about. Because, sometimes going through a long live stream is going to be too much for certain people. But the whole entire show today, lots of value, folks. With that being said, have yourselves a great one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.